good class for everyone. So Kayli and I also teach, Kayli coaches gymnastics, I teach dance. So we've got some people out there that we're going to try and reach through this video, so you can do it if you're one of our yoga students, if you're one of our dancers, one of our gymnasts. We're going to offer different variations. If you have one of these bands in your home, a long one or a circular one, go grab it. You can pause the video. Or a bathrobe belt or a scarf, anything long. We're going to do some shoulder stuff. Feels so good. Nice? Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay, so remember, take it at your own pace. Even though some of this stuff might be a little more cardiovascular, it's still in the vein of yoga, and everything we teach does have a mindful movement component, and that's what this whole thing is about, all this movement practice, moving with your breath, paying attention to your body and how you feel.
Very good.
Great, okay. Let's start in child's pose. So let's take a bit of a wider child's pose with your toes together, your knees open wide. Relax your body down towards the ground. Good. So trying to feel your bum bones press towards your heels. You can bring a little energy into your hands, your fingertips reach forward. And, sorry, my hands are so cold. So you can start to drop into your breath right here, the length of your spine as you inhale, and then as you slowly exhale, feeling yourself, the weight of your body, drop down into the floor. Can you tune in or zone in to how you're feeling, whatever time of day it is? Try and clear your mind so you are really just entirely focused on your next breath in and your next breath out. This accordion-like breath, extending and lengthening, stretching out, and condensing, coming back. 2 more of those. Bring a little awareness to your core. Your belly button hugs up into your spine. Energy in your arms now as you come forward, tabletop. Tuck your toes right away, lift your hips, downward facing dog. So we were in that child's pose for a little bit. It's gonna feel good to pedal your heels. And then you're going to find stillness in your down dog, pressing your heels into the floor, opening your armpits. Take an inhale through your nose, exhale it out. And so from here we're going to think about twisting. Lift your heels, bend your knees to the left, your bum goes to the right. And then come back to center. Can you keep your tummy toned as you twist the other way? So I'm going to encourage you to do this a couple more times, just at your own speed. You can lift your heels up a little bit higher. Trying to keep the awareness to your core, that lift through your belly. Nice. When you come back to your down dog, pause, press both your heels into the mat. On your inhale, come forward to plank. Lower your knees. Just a second. Oh! It's getting hot.
All right.
Alright, so we're in a modified plank. Your knees are down. You're hugging your shoulders into the sockets. Your abdomen is lifted. The length of the neck is long. The neck is long. Take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Baby cobra, inhale, lift you up. Lower down. Good. Press up and back through the knees. Down dog. We're going to do that 4 more times to get ourselves warmed up. Whole body. Inhale forward. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Baby cobra up and down. breath.
Both of you.
One more. Good. Lift your heels high. Bend your knees. Look between your hands. Pause. We've been doing this in all of our videos. Feel your belly button hug in. Take 2 steps forward. Halfway lift. Side out. Passive forward folds. Grab opposite elbows. Start to rock side to side. Bend your knees as much as you need, right? So if the low back's tender, hamstrings are tight. So this one, we like to move. You're gonna swing to the right, start to stand up, and then come all the way back down and around. Go again, all the way up, and over, around. One more time, lift up, and around. Now you're gonna go to the left. Left, stand up, tight grip on your elbows, and around. I keep feeling like I have to bend it to the camera, I don't. You don't. Is this your third one?
Yeah.
Third one. Good. Hang out at the bottom. Let everything relax. Good. Now we're going to activate. Slide your hands up your shin bones. Halfway lift. Exhale it out. Do that again. Long lift through your spine.
Making sure I'm getting halfway.
Halfway. Let's do it again. Lift. And out. Good. This time plant your hands, step back to plank and hold. So just a little bit of easy movement. We're going to move through some side planks to open the chest. Right hand stays exactly where it is. Keep your feet exactly as they are. Just twist, pivot, open your chest. Bring the hand down. Right hand lifts. Pivot on the balls of your feet, strong through your core. Come back, lower your knees, 1 chaturanga push-up, halfway down, come back up, tuck your toes, plank. We're going to repeat that sequence. Left hand lifts, chest opens. Bring it back. Right hand, energy through your fingers. Bring it down, lower your knees, really check it that you find halfway. Come back up, tuck your toes, plank. 1 more set, left hand up. And down. Really open your armpits up here. And down. Knees down slow. Come back up. Plank. Inhale. Exhale, down dog. Lift your heels. Bend your knees. Look between your hands. Really mindfully step lightly forward. Mindfully. Halfway lift. Exhale it out. Good. Take your peace fingers. Hook your big toes. Separate your feet if they're not already. Make this a little more active. It can feel good to flare your elbows out to the sides. Can you connect your belly to your thighs? So for some of us, that means bending our knees. We get the connection, and then you start to tilt your pelvis, so your bum bones lift up towards the ceiling. I know for some of my students, forward fold is quite hard. Some of us are way up here. That's okay, but we're going to work towards, during our isolation, maybe we'll all come back in a perfect Japanese ham sandwich, forward fold.
Honestly, some of my gymnasts could be better. They know.
Take 1 more breath and let it go. Root to rise, stand all the way up. Palms touch, center your chest. Bring your hands to your low back, fingertips point down. As you really think about opening up across the front of your chest, your heart, push your feet into the floor. Little tuck of your chin so the back of the neck stays long. Can you feel your elbows hug towards each other? That's going to open and feel like a deeper stretch at the front of your shoulders. Such pretty hair. I Again, that rooting to rise, come all the way back up. Mountain pose. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, dive forward and down. Halfway lift. Exhale it out. Plant your hands. Step back to find plank. Pause in your plank. So I'd like you to feel like your heels now are pushing into the wall or whatever's behind you. So I'm going to put my fingers on her heels. So I know some of you out there are practicing together. Try this on each other. Kayli's pushing into my hands. And how does that make your legs feel?
Strong.
Woke.
Awake.
Legs are woke. That's what we say. Shift your weight into your tippy toes now. So she's really shifting forward. Move along with us. Shift the weight back, press the heels, and then rock forward. Do 2 more times. Can your belly button stay lifting up towards your spine? Come forward. Last one. Rock back. Come forward. Now lower halfway chaturanga. First one here. Flip to the top of your feet. Up dog. Inhale. Exhale. Down dog. Take a breath. Lift your heels. Bend your knees. Now let's try some hops. So we're fairly warm. So Kayli's going to demonstrate a couple different ways for us to hop. What we want to feel is this lifting up through our belly, right? That hugging in. And then as you start to bend your knees, that intensifies that feeling. She's going to try and kick her heels towards her bum and then come back to this bent knee position. Up. Good. So we're going to do that 4 more times. Kick up. Good. Now maybe you get that hover. I know some of you out there can. Kick up and she hovers. And she comes back down. Try 1 more time. So good. Come back down. Now hop forward. If you want to incorporate this into your practice, you would still try to kick your heels to your bum and then bring your feet down to the ground. Awesome. Half lift. Side out. Good. So bend your knees a lot. Plant your right hand to the floor. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. My right knee stays bent and my left leg straightens out. So we're in this twisting position. You might come up a little bit higher. You can also pause the video, grab something and put on your hands, under your hands, so you come up higher. Inhale. Push the floor away, twist, open your chest, really bend into your right knee. You're gonna get maybe a little bit of a glute stretch. This is Angelina's solo song. So that's who I think about when that comes on. Come back, bend your knees, a little walk out of the hips. Halfway lift. Let's have a little flow. Plant your hands, step back, plank, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Okay, let's try that hop. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Hop, hop. Good. Stretch on the second side. Your left hand stays planted. Left knee bends. Right arm opens. Right leg is straight. So it's a nice view, a different angle. You can see the left ribs rolling under the right. How much she's pushing into the floor, and it's up to you how much you push into that right hip to get that stretch. Head comes down, halfway lift, exhale it out. Plant your hands, step back to plank, come onto your forearms. Good. Can you remind yourself of that feeling of pressing your heels into the wall or into your friend's hands? Now I want you to feel like you're trying to pull your elbows towards your toes in. So they don't move, it's just that feeling. So we're trying to really activate the core here. Back of the neck is long. Right knee, right elbow. Step back. Left knee, left elbow. Step again. In with the right, step back. In with the left. Good, so we're gonna keep going. You can speed up. You can slow down. Just
good.
Great. So make sure core active. So finish off this set one more. Awesome. Come up onto your hands. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Up and back. Down dog.
I feel like some people's arms might be a little tired. Yeah. I feel pretty
Take a slow breath in. And bend your knees all the way down to the mat so you come into a puppy dog. Your toes are tucked. From here, you're going to walk yourself up into a seated position. Your toes are still tucked. Sometimes I remind you to tuck your baby toes under too. So from here, bring your hands to prayer. Push your palms forward, round your chest, drop your chin down, stretch the back of your neck. Lengthen your spine, look up, reach your palms up to the ceiling, and as you release this, roll your wrists. Good, so we'll do that one more time. Your hands come back to the center of your chest. Push your palms forward, round. That nice separation between your shoulder blades. Come all the way up with the hands. You can look up, and then roll, 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 roll forward.
One more might be nice.
Bring your hands to prayer. You can close your eyes for a second. If your feet, if this is too much, you can always untuck them. Take your right elbow behind your head, left hand little tricep stretch here. Right fingertips, reach between your shoulder blades. And if you want to, you find trying to hold hands between your shoulder blades. Coming back to your mindful breath in and out. And as you release that, a little bit of movement through your fingers, your wrists. And then change sides. Your left arm reaches, fingertips. So if you do have that scarf, you can use that between your hands.
Yeah, like look at this skinny
Guide. Scarf life. Scarf life. Good. So we'll release that. Give your hands a little roll, wrists a little roll. Plant your hands, lift your bum high and down dog, tuck your toes, and just take an easy walk, walk, walk forward. Halfway lift. Exhale it out. Stand up tall, reach up. Hands come to prayer. Good, so we can turn to face the camera. We're going to do eagle. Inhale, sweep your arms up. You're gonna take your right arm under your left. So if we mirror image it, sit down low. Your right thigh lifts up to cross over. Eagle. Lift your elbows. Try and hug your inner thighs together. So one of your first balancing postures. Really rooting down through the foot that you're standing on. Good, so from here we're going to open up into warrior one. So unwind your top leg, step back behind you about 2 or 3 feet.
You want me to stay this way?
If you want to. And then unwind your arms, reach up, look up. So your warrior one, you're super secure here. Both feet pressing down. We're going to humble the warrior. You can interlace your hands behind you. If you want to turn sideways now, maybe? Yeah, so as you bend at your waist, hinge forward. You can see how Kayli's right shoulder is kind of resting on her thigh. Nice stretch for the arms, the shoulders. Really rooted down through the back heel. At any point, undo your bind. It might not feel great for a longer hold. Undo it. Sweep your arms up. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Reach up, look up. Exhale, push down. Let's do it one more time. Reach up. And push down. Good. We're gonna hold your warrior two. Find a steady focus. Try and engage your legs, inner thighs, hug in. Good.
Just checking in.
Checking in. As you straighten your front leg, you're gonna turn all 10 toes forward. Now we're coming into a turned out position, so a dance that's turned out second, or goddess pose in yoga. We're gonna take a moment to stretch. Brace your hands to your inner thighs. This is a shoulder and hip opening, gentle movement, little twist at your waist. You can hold a little bit longer on each side. But for all of us, trying to feel the bum bones really rooting or drawing down towards the floor. It can be a big twist or a little twist depending on how much you use your arms. So from here, recenter yourself. We're gonna bring the hands to prayer to start. Elbows feeling like they're stretching to the sides of the room. Yes, good adjustment. Good, now we start with our heel lifts, right and left. Nice beat.
Yeah, it's good.
So really just trying to wake up the ankles, the calves. Are your low ribs hugging in? So I know there's a lot of us out there that kind of feel extended through the chest and regular life. This is core work. Hug the low ribs down for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so this is a home stretch of this. Reach your arms up overhead like you're holding a block. Lift both your heels off the floor. How much can you bend into your knees? Shoulders stack, bum bones point down, low ribs hug in.
Took me over.
At any point, lower your heels, but we're gonna hold a little bit longer to encourage you to keep strong. Stay strong here for 5, 4, 3, 2, melt down, walk your hands around, frame your front foot, lower your back knee, long, low lunge. Inhale the arms up, exhale, pull your elbows down. Let's sweep them, forward, down, around. Inhale, exhale. Sweep again, up and down. Good, bring your hands right to the floor. Frame your front foot. Draw back, easy stretch. Inhale, long spine. Exhale to round. You can do that a couple more times. From here, reestablish your lunge, tuck your back toes, just straighten your front leg. We go a little bit deeper, a different version of a hamstring stretch. So everyone's gonna feel this differently. Your back heel can be lifted, your front knee can be bent. And you can think about squaring off your hips. So by that I mean your right hip draws back, left hip forward. You have options if you want to move your spine just like we did with that wave-like breath. You can, or you hold and stretch. How are your hamstrings feeling?
Really good.
Good, so this is gonna feel excellent to the front of our right hip. Bend your front knee a little bit, plant your hands, sweep your right leg high to the sky. You're in three-leg dog. As a really wonderful hip opener, bend your top knee, press your back heel, the one that's rooting down to the floor, into your mat. Feel your armpits open wide. Nice. You can straighten the leg. Bring it all the way down to the floor. Come forward to plank. Find your flow. Modify if you need. Find chaturanga. And this really big chest opening. Back to your down dog. Good. So from here, can you reestablish a breath that's going to carry you through the entire second side of this sequence? A little bit longer on the inhale. exhale. Lift both your heels, bend your knees. You can step, hop, float, whatever transition you like forward. Halfway lift. Exhale it out. Stand up tall, reach up. So from here, take your left arm under for eagle. Whatever side you haven't done. Sit down low. Left leg up and over. Pause. Really feel, this is a great angle actually. So stacked here. Shoulder to hip. So a lot of the time, we feel like we're stacked, but we're actually leaning forward because it's easier to balance. But we want to work to here. Elbows lift. She gets a really lovely stretch. And are we connected to that breath in for long spine? And maybe you can bend that supporting knee just a little bit more. As we step back into warrior two, see how slowly we're gonna go to strengthen, to establish. Unwind the arms, sweep them up, frame your head. Pause. This is warrior one. This is warrior one. So being your second side, you know we're coming to humble the warrior. Bringing your arms down. The option is to stay upright. And if you can't interlace your hands, that's when you would grab that strap behind you and just hold it. Humbling the warrior, anchor your feet, chest comes forward and down. That interlaced grip can stay with you. Knuckles reach towards the ceiling. Pay attention that you're bending into your front knee. And that your breath is right there. Undo that grip. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, find warrior two. Good. So just 2 times. This is a little bit of movement, but I want you to feel like you're moving through water. Flip your palms. Inhale, reach up, push the floor away. Exhale, push down. That looks awesome. Let's do it again. Sweep up and press down. Good. So we have a hold here. And it's to check in. Can you feel the outside edge of the leg that's long and extended, pushing into the floor? You've got this beautiful stack of the knee over the ankle and the energy through the arm. Good. So as we transition into goddess or ballet second position, straighten your front leg. Your toes are turning out to the sides of the room. Your heels are forward. And then as you plie or bend your knees, your hands come into prayer. Great. So a little bit different on your second side. We're gonna play with transfer of weight. From here, you're just gonna start to shift side to side, like you're gliding. And trying to feel your legs active and strong underneath of you. Your breath flows. Let me do one more on each side. Good. And we're going to try double heel lifts. They're optional if you don't want to do them. Hold. Maybe you try and bend your knees a little more. Heels lift.
Not a dancer.
Very strong, very strong. I'm gonna try 5 more. Feels so good. So good for our Debbie points.
I feel like my legs are getting wider.
And rest. Straighten your legs, reach up. We're gonna take a forward fold on this side. So I want all 10 toes of your feet pointing forward.
Your only toes.
Your only toes.
All your toes.
So this is gonna feel nice. Shift weight again, bend your knees. Options. Arms can reach forward. Arms can reach back like you're walking your hands between your legs. So for those of us out there that are more flexible, you want to be mindful that your legs aren't too far apart, right? And if you're feeling like you're a little tighter today, take a wider stance. If you are finding a grip, use your arm strength. Elbows up to the sides. Release any grips that you have. Bend your knees to walk your hands around to frame. I think it's gonna be your left leg now. I think you haven't done. Left leg forward, long low lunge. Drop the knee, lower it down. Inhale the arms up and sweeping. Feel your chest, shoulders open. One more. Bring your hands down to the floor. Draw back. Pull your toes towards your face. Listen to your body. You want to move this. Your inhale lifts you. Your exhale, you come forward and down. Looks good. One more. Good. So we activate the back leg by tucking the toes. Come forward, back into your lunge first though. Straighten your legs out. So you're in this pyramid or this triangle shape. So whatever leg is forward, in this case the left hip bone draws back, right hip bone forward. How's it feeling? Looks good. If you want to hold it in a way that you're really using your breath even in the stillness. But if you like to move with your breath. Inhale lifts you, and your exhale lowers you. So from here, bend into your front knee, plant your hands, float your left leg high to the sky. You're in three-leg dog. Bending the knee, opening the hips, rooting down through the right heel. There's that delicious stretch. Armpits open. Good, so this is very much on purpose. You straighten the leg. With control, it comes down. Try not to rush that. Roll forward like a wave. And then roll yourself back. Down dog. Two more like that. Roll. And back. Last one. Good. Pause here. Lift your heels, bend your knees, hop forward. Halfway lift. Exhale it out. So we're just gonna do one more thing before we really attack some core work. Stand up tall, reach up. Now if you have a band and you'd like to put it around your thighs, you can, you don't need a band.
I'll give this a try. This one. What's this one?
That's the lesser one. If you have a long one, you would tie it. Cool.
Alright. Guys, I've never used this band before.
Versions of the band. Again, you don't need the bands, it's just for a little extra. So you're gonna make sure that your hips are, your feet underneath your hips, right? So we're taking a nice stance. Sit back and down like a powerful pose or a squat. And we're just gonna hold it. And then you're gonna try little steps to the right. Step out. And out. And out.
I'm
Got
off
it.
I'm off
And
my yoga.
we're moving off the mat.
Back on.
Yeah. Good. So you're in your home. You can move yourself around. The main thing is that you keep a deep bend in your knees. Oh my goodness, this is really funny that I keep doing this.
I've never used this before.
This is not necessarily in the vein of the yoga we usually teach. This is just, we're just mixing it up. You know, we're just at home, we've got the bands. We might as well.
And I'm sure without the bands it's still hard.
It absolutely is hard without the bands.
Like it's pretty hard with this band, guys.
Yeah. So, couple key factors. Do not arch through your back, low ribs hug in. So if you were to stand up tall, you would still be in mountain pose. So we're not gonna keep going, but you can, I would recommend a couple more repetitions.
Really?
Yeah. Come on back to your mat. When you rejoin in, push down, stand up.
Okay.
Push push down, stand up. Good, sit back down. Exhale, stand up.
My breath is wrong.
When you stand up, I want you to feel like you're trying to literally push the floor away from you. Down, push up. Down, push up.
These are sneaky squats, to be clear.
We're doing squats, we're just not saying it, but now we did. Good. So I would recommend 3 more sets of 10. I would pause it, do that on your own. Good.
Lucky me, because I'm in the video, I don't have to.
Good. So you can keep this band on or off. If you'd like a little more cardio in your life, down, little hop, down, little hop, down, little hop.
I didn't know that was coming.
Down, little hop. Hop, hop, hop. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Take your band off. Do a few more sets at home. Yeah. Now we get to enjoy the rest of our core. Recentering with breath. Sun salutation. Sweep up. That's very funny. Down. Half lift. Exhale. So we haven't done hop back, but a lot of you know it. You can plant your hands. As you shift the weight into your hands, your chest shoots forward, your legs shoot back, but you land in chaturanga. Then you flow. And you move back. Okay, we're gonna try and hop through to seated here. Lift your heels, bend your knees. She's gonna try and hug her feet forward and through. If that's not in the wheelhouse today, you can walk. We're here, we've arrived. Hook behind your legs, sit up tall. Good, so a lot of us are gonna know this. Roll off your bum bones. Draw back, chin to chest. Inhale lifts you up. Exhale. Do one more. As you come up, you stack to your neutral spine. Sit your legs out in front of you. Forward fold. Active with a long spine or passive. Head comes forward and down. So if you choose just to do one thing today, it might be a forward fold. It's pretty incredible what it can do for your back, your hamstrings. Feel good? Mm-hmm. All right, so release the grip. You can roll up or come up with a long straight spine. Bend your knees, reach forward. We're gonna go so slow. You can tuck the chin to the chest so you can really activate that rounding to the back as you lower for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Just take a moment, chill out for a second. You can bring the soles of your feet together in cobbler's pose, let the knees fall out. Can you bring some awareness to your belly? Belly rises and belly falls. So if you'd like a little time to reset, take some water, absolutely do that. Pause and come back. We're gonna activate the legs, knees hug in. Shin bones come up parallel to the ceiling. So like this is an awesome angle so you can see that the knees are stacked over the hips. She's gonna point her toes like a ballerina, super strong. Keeping your arms, let's bring your arms just out to the side, palms down for stabilization. Toe tap, so I've done this with a lot of my students. Before we move though, no air here, belly button hugs in. Remember? Yes you do. Right toe moves down to the floor, touches, and comes back up. Left toe touches, comes back up. You're gonna keep doing that, constantly checking in that the low back is gently pressing into the floor. So this becomes harder and more challenging the further the knees are away from your body. How's that feel? Pretty good? Good? So then you add or layer your breath back in. just don't want them doing the bulk of the work. You can finish off with a couple more.
Just checking in on the low back.
Checking in on the low back. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Wrap your arms around. You can lift your forehead up to touch your knees. And then roll back down. One vertebra at a time. Take a long stretch. Arms over your head. Legs reach, 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 reach. Roll over onto your front body. You're going to take a forearm plank. Forearms underneath of you, toes tucked, energy engages. So we've just done something that really makes us aware of the low belly hugging in. Can you feel it here? Same. Breath in and breath out. Right foot steps to the side and you step it back in. Left and in. And right and in. So you go at your own tempo, whatever feels good. This is pretty much the last big core thing we're doing. So if you're saving some energy in the tank, use it. If this is too much, always just lower your knees to the ground and hold your forearm plank. Take a breath. Lower your body to the ground. Take your hands wider than your yoga mat. 10 to your fingers. Inhale, come up. Exhale, right ear down, right shoulder leads you down, little twist. Inhale, up. And little twist. Again, lift. And twist. Up. And twist. Good. So just to complement all of that core, come up and hold. Reach your arms out to the side like a capital T. Palms pressed down. Option here is to lift your legs. Then if you want to bend your knees a little bit, reach behind you, hold on to your feet. So go slow. Feel your chest open, your heart open. Remember that feeling when we are in three-leg dog and we bend the knee and open the hip? We're just building on that. Slowly come down. Making sure that you are going to use your core now to come back, your hands under your shoulders, tummy engages, push yourself up and back, child's pose. A little release into the low back. I'd recommend walking your knees a little bit closer together now, and you can walk your hands over to the right. So as Kayli does that, she's thinking about her left bum bone anchoring down towards her left heel, or maybe even to the floor, that long side body stretch. And then walk your hands back through center, over to the left. Yeah, and it can also feel good to stack your hands. In this case, right over top of left. Walk your hands back to center. So we're going to do some feel-good movements. Come forward into tabletop. Just take an easy cat-cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, push down, round chin to chest. Do 2 more of those. Really follow your breath. It's your last one. Can you make it slower? Touch the top of the inhale. There's a pause, there's a hold. Exhale, pushes down. Really use the strength in your arms in that beautiful shape that we've been working on. Back to your neutral spine. Tuck your toes, lift your hips. So if you'd like to do one more flow, this is the time. Inhale brings you forward. Exhale. take your right leg lifted high. Option is to bend the knee. And if you want to, flip the dog and you're at home. So this is a great time to work on some of these shapes that require us to change direction, change facing. It's a lot to organize, but we want to keep healthy knees always, so the knees are really in line with our toes. If your knee's going one way and your foot's going the other way, take a second and see if you can get yourself aligned. So we want to use the core as we come back to a three-leg dog. Go slowly, so slowly that it's almost a little frustrating. The right leg lifts. And we hug the knee into the chest. Forward to plank, into pigeon, right shin bone forward. Left leg stretches long behind you. Good. So again, most of us know this shape. You can stay up. You can move with your breath forward and down, be passive. This is just, again, if you only do a couple things today, this might be the shape to create. There's always things and variations you can add in here. Having pillows around the house, you can throw a pillow under the body as a little support. Oh, can we see the pillow? Kind of. So it can just feel nice. Just gonna chill out with the lights for a second. Nice. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Walk yourself back up. You're gonna fall off to your right bum bone. So we're in a seated shape with the left leg reaching out to the side of the room, the right sole of the foot to the left inner thigh. So a seated side angle stretch, your left hand presses into the floor, right arm reaches up and over. And again, this is a nice one if you do have someone around. Very mindfully, a hand to the side hip, that's an anchor. And then slowly, just add a little reach. So like your hands are moving away from each other this way. And then if they don't like it, they would say, stop.
I like it.
So I would never just push on her arm. I go to like a solid muscular side body, part of her body. Wait for the exhale and just give her just that little assistance that feels nice. Come all the way up. You're gonna twist at your waist. So now your nose is in line with your left knee. Hand comes down. Just forward fold. Active or passive, let the head relax forward and down. So personally, I feel this as a low back stretch is one of my favorites. Trying to relax the right thigh. Reconnect, really in particular to the exhale. What does it feel like to follow it? To soften with it. And then slowly you can roll up one vertebrae at a time. You can place your hands to your yoga mat in front of you, walk your feet behind you, tuck your toes, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Let's just take the left leg up and the knee can bend. Your option is to stay like this, and then if you are flipping the dog, you step behind you. And watch how Kayli's pivoting that foot that's on the floor. It does have to move as to not torque her knee. She's thinking about pressing into the soles of her feet, lifting her hips. And then reversing the steps, feeling the low ribs knit in, the belly hug in. That mindful attention, diligence in lifting the leg. Now the core hugs in, left thigh to chest, come forward. And then organize yourself into pigeon on the other side. Take as much time with this really as you want. Remind yourself that you do not have to work in this shape. You want your head and your body to be supported. So that's where the pillow comes in. You might be holding on to your torso and not even really recognize that. Soften the jaw, soften the lips. And again, with some of you, I've done this with a partner that assistance, not straight down, but a little bit towards you, grounding or anchoring the pelvis. And again, the hand along the spine just reminds the body that there's length there. Take your time as you bring your hands under your shoulders, you lift all the way back up, you fall off onto your left hip. You get yourself situated, rooting down through the right hand, the left arm reaches up. The left bum bone to the floor, side body stretches over. Unnecessary tension here. Let it go. Face, neck, shoulders. And then she's going to start to come up like she's being led by the top arm. The arm comes down. Feel your full height, your full length. Then twist at your waist. You feel the organizing of the nose over the knee in a forward fold. Passive or active. Remember, you're not pulling on your back if it's rounded. I'll put this here for you if you want it.
Oh, thank you.
What is it that you're going to let go of right here with an exhale? Slowly start to come all the way back up. On this side, we can do it a little bit differently. Stretch both your feet out in front of you. Take an inhale, reach the arms up. From a forward fold. This is just passive, easy, let it go. We're not holding it. I want you to feel like your bum bones are being walked out behind you, and then you roll up. We're probably going to do that frog stretch rolling up the mat on either side. So this just takes a little quick second to roll up your yoga mat. While Kayli gets organized, I'll just show you. You place your knees and you come onto your forearms. Toes can touch behind you or shin bones in line with your knees. This is something you have to monitor for yourself and definitely move around to figure out what configuration is going to work for you. Some people feel hips forward, some people feel hips back. You definitely have to move around a little. How do you feel?
This is a hard one for me.
Does it feel good?
It feels good for me.
So this is something that definitely would show up in a yin yoga class. You can hold it a little bit longer. Just so we won't today in this video hold it that long, but you absolutely can. Maybe we'll just take one more breath. And out. When you do decide to come out of this shape, you want to go slowly, be diligent. Your hands come underneath your shoulders, you engage your core, and you walk your knees together, slow, 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 slow. Turn to face the side, feet on the ground. Just roll yourself down. Hug your right knee into your chest. Left leg stretches out long. We're gonna find our last little twist. So her right knee's crossing over the center line, in this case towards the windows. She can use her left hand to pull the leg across. Look the opposite way. This is another instance where a pillow, if your leg doesn't touch the ground, you can always throw it under there and it rests.
So nice.
So many home accoutrements. Coming back to center, you can give that leg, that right knee, a little extra squeeze in, and then stretch the leg out long. Left knee hugs in. And then keep the strength in your arms. Guide the leg across your body. Twist. Land. No pillow. Okay. No pillow. If you do want to do a little assist here, I'd anchor the armpit, hands the outside of the leg. So it's, again, this guidance in moving the hands away from each other, guiding the body. That IT band on the outside of the leg. As you roll back, you can hug both your knees into the chest. And then Happy Baby is a nice way to finish off, encapsulating some hamstring, nice deep hip compression. Knees to the armpits, soles of the feet to the ceiling, arms inside the leg, your hands scoop up the outsides of your feet. So it's a great angle to see the thighs hugging down towards the floor. And then it can feel excellent to stretch your legs, straighten your legs one at a time, or both at the same time. It's kind of that deeper version of a hamstring forward fold, wide leg forward fold. So slowly come on back. And find a position that you can be still in. Whatever that means for you, stretching out long on the floor in Shavasana or cobbler's pose, soles of the feet together. Arms overhead to the sides, heart and belly. So as Kayli settles in here, just a quick reminder that the things today are for you to take all together and do at the same time, or just little drills that you could occasionally work in kind of throughout your day, or into other sequences that you're doing if you're at home doing conditioning classes or dance classes or yoga classes.
There's no gymnastics classes at home.
There might be somewhere.
No.
No
home gymnastics.
No home gymnastics. And we're definitely gonna keep making some videos. In this end of class moment, and try and get yourself to a place where you can be still. Close your eyes. Soften all the muscles that you've been working hard. breath in and out. Take your time when you do decide to get up and continue on with the rest of your morning, afternoon, or night, whatever it is.
It's morning for us.
It's morning for us. And if you have any thoughts or ideas, feel free to leave a comment about maybe something that you'd like us to do.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And drink lots of water.
Or tea.
Or tea. Water and tea. Okay. See you guys